for legal channels. And
Thank you.
Teillä on minuutti, olkaa hyvä.
Merci, Madame la Présidente.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. If I was a person threatened with drowning in the Mediterranean, then the proposals of some of our colleagues that seem not to care about these people would be very shocking. These comments are not neutral, nor are they impartial. They're not neutral towards the people. These are people who are weak and in danger. Humanitarian assistance makes no difference between victims, regardless of their origins, their nationality, or their opinions. The only exposure to violence and war means that we need to step in and help. Today, there are standards for international human assistance and maritime law. So is Mr. Salvini the only one responsible for what's going on in the Mediterranean? No. But those who refuse to welcome people from the Mediterranean are just as responsible as him. There are no attenuating circumstances which would justify not helping somebody who is in danger. And saying so is not an opinion, it is a crime. We need to ensure that we can provide humanitarian assistance to these people and that we can respect the standards that are in place. I would ask the future Commission to continue to provide us with a commissioner who has responsibility for humanitarian assistance.
Kiitokset edustaja Goerens.
Thank you, Mr. Goerens. Now, there's a blue card. Just a minute. Claire Fox, you have a blue card. Mr. Goerens, do you accept this? Half a minute, Mrs. Fox.
I want to ask you whether you think that by saying that anybody who has qualms about an open humanitarian process is guilty of a crime is not letting the EU off the hook. The EU created Fortress Europe. The EU is ultimately responsible for those drowning in the Mediterranean. It is an absolute nerve to have a go at nation states who dare do what? Assert their national sovereignty to make decisions about who they welcome. It's the EU with blood on its hands, or rather those drowned people. Don't try and play the humanitarian card in order to guilt trip people in this room for simply saying that nation states should be able to decide who they have live in their countries. And don't say you are more humanitarian than others because you play some, hang your heart on your sleeve in this house.
I'm very sorry, it's 30 seconds.
That's it, done.
Sitten vastaus edustaja.
And now the answer, Mr. Goerens, you have half a minute.
Madam President, I'd like to ask the person who's just spoken to me that if I have the choice between the sovereignty of a member state and the choice to protect a human being, that the choice for me is clear. What I would like to add to what I said before is that there are member states in our European Union that behave as if they've never heard of the word law, of a community of values and respect for human rights. This is an absolute imperative, and I would say that those who do not respect these proposals are quite simply wrong.
Kiitokset edustaja Goerens.
Thank you, Mr. Goerens. And now the next speaker is Kunke. 1 minute.
Fru talman. Thank you very much.